Next, let's take a look at what's involved in putting rafters up onto the ridge. The first thing you want to look at is to make sure that your end post is well secured. If you look at this video, you'll see all the braces that are on that gable ridge post. Next, make sure when you let cable down that it is pulled tight. Then find the balance point that works best for your pitch. Measure that on the top of your rafter. Tie a tag line using a timber hitch, which you can look up online, to the base of your rafter in order to be able to manage to pull this from on the ground while the rafter is being raised into the air. The next thing we'll look at will be the way in which we hook on to the cable. This is the cable attachment. You can see how it's folded. And here we go, lifting the rafter into place with the winch. You need at least one person up on the ridge operating the gym pole, pulling the upper end of the rafter to them, and somebody else pulling the tail end out so that a third person who is standing at the tail end of the rafter can lift it handily into place. This is another view from looking at this whole process from the gable end to help you be able to see how the two people at the top of the rafter and the bottom of the rafter are able to pull the rafter into position. You can move, obviously, the end up and down with the winch, and then pulling on the tag line will bring the end of the rafter in and up so that it can be easily set into place. Once it's in place, taking off the strap is kind of fun by working it down. And then next thing we want to do after that is attach a temporary bracket to keep that rafter from slipping while we push the rafter down the ridge and plate into place. Once you get it lined up, then you want to be able to secure the top and lift the bottom up so that you're sure that the top is tight against the ridge beam. When all is done, you want to then finally remove your gin pole, which in this case is kind of interesting because it's over a gable area that requires us putting planks down to set a ladder on. We just removed the bracket that holds the plank. Obviously the planks have already been removed. And the next thing we want to do is get the ladder set so that it's in the right place to enable someone to climb up and pull the pin out of the top of the post, which takes a little bit of doing sometimes, and then set it back down onto solid ground. That's the last step in the whole rafter procedure.